Late Monday night, we found out that some of the craziest representatives in Congress, people like Paul Gosar, Marjorie Greene, Lauren Boebert, others, had in fact been meeting, and their staffs had been meeting with some of those organizing protests on January 6th. Now, this was a revelation because none of those representatives, none of their staffs had admitted this freely in the last 9 months since we've been trying to find out what happened on January 6th. But thankfully, Rolling Stone has got multiple sources. We will see what ends up happening. I don't take anything reported, necessarily as gospel or anything like that. But a long list of representatives were cited, including Andy Biggs too, Louis Gohmert, a lot of people. Now, few of them have actually engaged with this reporting, but now one more has. Representative Marjorie Greene has called the article's allegations, quote, ridiculous, and called the article itself a pathetic piece of trash in an interview that she did with the Daily Caller. She says they're talking about their sources and quoting sources, but not giving names. So that just reminds me of the whole Russian collusion lie and the type of language that Adam Schiff uses when he's talking about sources. They're not sending their best when they send Marjorie Greene to Congress. The whole thing is their same playbook: make up a story, publish it, then all the other outlets rinse and repeat. So that's her response. There's apparently nothing to, she's not engaging with any of the specifics. She's not confirming whether or not she had communicated with these people, whether her team has communicated with these people. She is just attacking it and trying to make it about something to do with Russia or whatever, ignoring the fact that, of course, there are stakes in this. We want to know what happened. A lot went on, including, by the way, 5 people dying, 140 police officers being injured, including things like a broken spine, a lost eye, lost fingers, brain damage, multiple cases of PTSD, 2 Capitol Police officers dying by suicide in the wake of it. But that is the response that we get from a representative that reporting ties to the organization of something that turned deadly. We don't get to have an honest response. She instead just attacks it and talks about Adam Schiff.
Deflecting, she is. And she's a nutcase. She really is. Just deflecting. And for all the people who were injured, people who lost their lives, but particularly to law enforcement, because these people claim to care so much about and love, but these insurrectionists did not care. As a matter of fact, turned their venom on the Capitol Police wholesale. Marjorie Taylor Greene is doing what we call COA. That's what she's doing right now. And just deflecting her little heart out. She knows good and well that she had, or her staff had some conversations, because the way those folks, that January 6th insurrection, those her people right there. That's it. But now she's deflecting and COA.
Exactly. And by the way, she could say, we talked to the organizers, and that was the protest. That wasn't this riot that Antifa did or whatever. She could say that. She's not even doing that. She's implying that she didn't. All the reporting is wrong, by the way. They say in that reporting that Paul Gosar talked about getting blanket pardons from the White House. And I'll ask the same question I asked yesterday. Pardons for what? You don't need a pardon to protest. Protesting is legal. You can do that. No one was arrested for going to Trump's speech. You had to literally bust down a door, threaten to kill Mike Pence to get arrested. So what were the pardons for? She doesn't care. She's not interested in that. It's not just that she's innocent, all of them are innocent. So we'll see. One representative is taking a slightly different approach. Representative Mo Brooks, he says he had no involvement in planning it. But then he goes on to say, I don't know if my staff did, but if they did, I'd be proud of them for helping to put together a rally lawful under the First Amendment at the Ellipse to protest voter fraud and election theft. So he kind of throws his staff under the bus, but then says, hey, if you're under the bus right now, it's actually cool. It's a great place to be. Thank you for your service. Also, Biden stole the election. So this is where we're at in America. Our representatives can do and say whatever they want. There are like basically no consequences. They can threaten violence against Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Barack Obama. That's what Greene did. Like, she is perhaps the worst. She lost her committee assignments. That is as far as the accountability goes these days.
Yeah, and she doesn't care because most likely, unfortunately, she's gonna get reelected. So we need the folks to wake the hell up, John. This is it. None of this is acceptable at all.
No. So we're gonna see. Maybe we'll find out more. Supposedly they're gonna speak to Congress. Those sources, we'll find out.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.